Ukiangalia the word focus, it's a 5-letter word. Na F inamaanisha nini? Fertility. So, let your mind be fertilized na positivity.
Yeah, I'm not even making this up. That was an actual line said in the movie. I have a question. Who the fuck speaks like this? Who the hell have you ever heard saying this in the middle of a sentence? You wanna know why the Kenyan film industry is struggling to go mainstream? You ever asked yourself why it's almost impossible for Kenya to produce a commercially successful and critically acclaimed movie? You wanna know why the only Kenyan movie to ever go mainstream, to ever hit the film festivals was Rafiki? I think it's because the industry is being kept and run by a bunch of incompetent, egotistical, and masturbatory people. Hold on to that point, we'll get back to it in a minute. Okay, I've just seen this new Kenyan Netflix movie called The Inside Job, and it's literally one of the worst things I've ever seen in my whole life because I cannot believe what the hell I was watching. The movie is 1 hour 20 minutes long, and I'm not making this up. I would rather listen to Karen Nyamu speak for this much long than rewatch this movie ever again. I will not wish this mental torture on my worst enemy. Screenplay was written by Angela Ruhinda and it was directed by Tosh Gitonga, starring Mamito, Jackie Vike, and the legendary actor Irene Karaoke. A housekeeper is suddenly freed from a job of over 20 years over allegations of theft with zero pensions and no compensation from a wealthy Indian employer. Furious about this, her daughter and niece plot a scheme to rob the wealthy Indian employer in an effort to console Patricia, the housekeeper. However, one of the protagonists, Wamboi, gets cold feet when she suddenly stumbles upon her childhood crush Ravi, who is the son of this wealthy guy robbing him, and that interferes with the plan. I don't know about you guys, but listening to that synopsis, this looks like one of those great ideas that if well executed will be one of the most classic Kenyan productions ever made, but except that never happened. And right off the bat, let me just say the problems I have with this movie. First and first, and I believe this was one of the lowest lows of the movie, was the dialogue and the acting. My main criticism is this felt like a YouTube skit that was extended and prolonged into a 1 hour long film, and I'm using that term lightly because this was not a movie in any way. It felt like an insult to all movies, to all filmmakers. The dialogue was just so bad. Here's the thing, I know I am watching a movie, but I am supposed to suspend my disbelief that this is a film and indulge in the story. But if you start dropping stupid lines like this,
We are here for the party.
Nice to see you again, Miano.
Nice to be seen.
then you take me away from it. I stop looking at this as a movie. I start looking at this as a Crazy Kenna skit, except Crazy Kenna actually puts effort into his work. The jokes were just so flat. The script was written by Angela Ruhinda, but here's the funny part. When you go to the credits and look at the creators, you see that this movie has 4 credits of people who actually created the movie. Maybe Angela Ruhinda had a good idea of the plot and the script, but I have a feeling that Mamito, the comedian, and I'm using that term very lightly because comedy is subjective. What you find funny is not what I find funny. I felt like Mamito was trying to put jokes that don't belong in the movie, because this is what makes me sick. You see a serious moment in the movie and then it's interrupted by a stupid dialogue like,
Okay, plani yako ni gani? Haina kitu.
it takes me away from the movie. And speaking of Mamito, I want to say this in the nicest and the most polite way possible. Mamito is a funny person, a comedian to some people. I don't know, I don't really find her humor that funny, but she has no business being an actor.
It's unconstitutional to terminate an employee with no reason or pay.
We need the money, the moolah, the coins, with your ugly ass.
Very, very good friends of the Curry family. We were invited.
The first thing I'm gonna need a chef heart. You ain't got no beef.
I feel like this is an opportunity that should be given to someone better. There are thousands of overqualified actors who are stuck making plays and theaters and acting high school set books. I know of many talented people who deserve this spot, but they will not get it because this is a gay-kept industry, and Eunice Mamito just wanted to make all this about her. I will comment 2 people though. Irene Karaoke, she's a veteran actor in Kenya, and everything that she appeared in front of the screen felt important. It felt meaningful. But it kinda sucks that her talents are wasted on something stupid. Again, I ask, I understand that this is a job, I understand that this is what put food on the table, but is it worth your legacy? You are a respected actor in Kenya, but this is beneath you. Also want to give a shout out to Jackie Vike. I feel like she's a really underrated actor and she's good, but most of her acting abilities were ruined every time she shared a scene with Mamito. Like I said, I felt like this movie had too many cooks. Everyone just wanted the idea stuck in the mold. This guy wanted a Bollywood movie. This guy wanted a rom-com. This guy wanted a heist movie. This was a big letdown from his earlier works. Tosh Gitonga made Nairobi Half-Life, and now he's made this. It felt like this guy was just copy-pasting scenes he has seen from movies and putting it all into this one thing. Because here's the thing, I cannot tell if this was a Bollywood movie or a rom-com movie or a heist movie. No, seriously, if you really think I'm hating, at the beginning of this movie, we have this scene where the character Wamboi is preparing a dish and we have this old mean guy looking over him. It felt like I was watching an episode of The Bear. It felt like I was watching The Menu. Then in the middle of the movie, we had this scene where Eunice Mamito's character Tracy was narrating how this heist was supposed to work, and the montage and everything just felt like Ocean's 11. And the movie ends with a musical number of people dancing Bollywood style. Kinda looks like the end of Slumdog Millionaire. By the way, you should watch Slumdog Millionaire. It's a really good film. It won Best Picture.
Slumdog Millionaire, Christian Colson producer.
Tosh Gitonga is so fake. This movie just felt so fake. It's like Tosh Gitonga was just using everything he sees. I was watching some scenes and I felt like stabbing my eyes, stabbing my ears because that's how cringe it was. The only reason I stayed through the whole movie was to make this review. To Tosh Gitonga, if you're ever going to watch this is a letdown. This is disappointing. It's a disgrace. I'm embarrassed to say that you are one of Kenya's only directors. But you wanna know the straw that broke the camel's back? You know the one thing that niliboeka tu nikiochi movie was like, what the fuck am I watching? Editing is so shit. It's like high school children who are making this movie. Now, seriously, you think I'm lying? Look at how this movie is edited. You hear this whoosh sound effects. These are the things I expect in a YouTube video, a Mr. Beast video, not a movie. Why will you put these sound effects in a movie? Why will you put this dramatic editing in a movie? And here's another nitpick for the movie. It's not even a nitpick. Anyone who has done filmmaking will be really turned off when watching this. You guys know what an establishing shot is? An establishing shot in filmmaking is a wide shot that sets the scene for the audience, indicating the location and sometimes the time of the scene. I'm not even making this up. We have approximately 5 minutes of establishing shots. You think I'm lying? These are all the establishing shots.
Patricia!
This is the one that pissed me off the most. Why the hell do we need over 7 shots of a single matatu? I understand you're trying to show the Kenyan culture, but how the fuck does it serve the story? I mean, the least you could have done is just show them inside the nganya, inside the matatu. But here's the thing, we don't even see them inside the matatu. We just see the exterior shots of this matatu. Tosh Gitonga, this is what we call time wasting. It's almost as if you had no content to shoot, ukona tu ujazi movie ya ujinga na hizi shots za hii matatu yenye hata isaidi kitu. This whole 7 seconds right here could have been removed from the movie and it will be perfectly fine. You are not making a documentary about Nairobi. You are making a movie. We can easily eliminate 5 minutes and this movie is perfectly okay. And the cinematography was just childish. Some scenes were just so overexposed, some scenes were underexposed. It felt like this is one of those projects that you're given as an assignment in your filmmaking class, except this is an industry veteran called Tosh Gitonga. And the other thing about this movie that I hate were the side characters. We have a side story in this movie where this guy called Ravi and his friend Miano are kind of beefing because I don't know, Ravi left him when he went abroad or something.
Nice to be seen.
And also we have this chick called Priyanka who's apparently the ex-girlfriend to this Ravi guy. And there's a whole love triangle between these 3 niggas. I wanted to see more of that. Instead we have some cringe dialogue deliveries and very, very bad acting.
Miano?
No, fuck you, Ravi.
But shouldn't you be looking for Miano instead?
Why would I do that?
Because you guys clearly have issues to settle.
I'm done dealing with that egomaniac. Let me know if you see her.
Okay.
Pick a struggle. Either develop the side characters and make the story better or don't introduce them at all. If you're not going to talk about why Ravi came back to Kenya from abroad, don't tell us. In filmmaking, there's something called a Chekhov's gun. In layman's terms, everything you introduce in a story has to be executed and given a payoff. If something is not meaningful in a story, don't introduce it. If I'm wearing glasses, it means that I have an eye deficiency. What's the point of me wearing glasses if I don't have any eye deficiency? When I was watching this movie, I felt a lot of such scenes. Things and people were being introduced that were not relevant to the story. You could have easily gotten rid of this love triangle and the movie would have been fine. You could have easily gotten rid of this story where Wamboi calls her friends to come and party. You could have gotten rid of that whole cooking scene in the kitchen where Tracy pretends to be a chef and she's not even a chef. If you could have just shown us the dynamic between Wamboi and Ravi when she was a kid and they were playing. If you could have just shown us how Patricia, the house help, who's Wamboi's mother, grew up being this family's maid for the last 20 years, that will have been okay. I am supposed to feel sorry for her because she's so sympathetic and how she was thrown was just so bad. It was evil. It was just embarrassing. But you see, here's the thing. I don't feel anything. I don't feel shit. I know you're sad. I know you're crying, but I don't care because I'm not made to care. A story doesn't give me enough reasons to care about you. Okay, I think that's enough complaining. Here's something good I liked about this show. The hair and makeup, you guys were phenomenal. I will never take that away from you. The costume and production and set designs, out of this world. They were good. And the backup dancers, you girls were also good. But it kinda sucks. All this effort, all this hard work wasted on sloppy garbage. No matter how good the costume is, if the story is shit, the movie is shit. That's just how it works. The script always comes first. These things can come later. So the big question is, why does this movie exist? Rather, why did Netflix pick up such garbage of a movie? Netflix is a publicly traded tech company that appeals to shareholders. I feel like Netflix is just looking to say that we are giving every single African country a chance and we want to appease the stakeholders by showing how diverse we are. That's the only reason this movie exists. It exists because of diversity. You know what kinda sucks? They There are a lot of good filmmakers in Kenya. There are a lot of good actors in Kenya. They are stuck in theaters. They're stuck in YouTube. They're stuck in Broadway. They will never make it to the mainstream because they don't have the resources. I don't know, it's only 2 people in Kenya who control the movie industry, but I feel like if we had more investors, if we had more funding, this industry will be out of this place. But right now we are at the mercy of these people. I have nothing against them. I'm just saying that what sucks is this is now the industry standard for Kenya. Because look at me in the eye and tell me that's the greatest thing Kenya can make. To every filmmaker there in Kenya and Africa who's struggling to get their film funded, all I can say is keep doing it. Don't give up. Someday things will look great. Kinda sucks this is where we are right now, but it is what it is. Here's the funny part. When I was about to give this movie a review on IMDb, I found out that I was the first one to do it. Literally, no one else has even bothered giving this movie a review. So here you go. The inside job. 2 out of 10. Shout out Gitonga, shout out Netflix, but I don't know. I disown this movie as a Kenyan.